Hi, I'm Dr. Darrell Hestelin. Let me just take a few seconds to introduce myself. I've been a doctor of chiropractic for over 35 years. Prior to that, I taught high school biology for 6 years. I've taught postgraduate education to doctors for many years, including functional neurology, acupuncture, chiropractic, and nutrition. A high priority of my life has been my health, the health of my family, of course, and then my patients. From that, I base it on common sense and solid scientific evidence. What I've found is that when we provide foods in the whole manner that they are designed to be taken in, whole foods, not fractionated, not junk foods, all this sort of thing, but whole foods, we do better. Research has shown time and again, whole foods focused on various health problems, but when we have a whole food diet, the results are positive. Many studies have shown that when you're taking vitamins and minerals, not so good, actually can increase your risk. Why is that? Well, they're using synthetic or isolated nutrients that aren't complete and whole. Now we'll come back to that in just a second. But right now I want to help understand that cellular biologists today say that less than 1% of our diseases are caused by flaws in the gene. Now if you have a genetically inherited disease, yes, that's true. But that's only a very small percentage of the population. And if it's you, of course, it's very important. What's happened is that it's the environment that the genes function. See, when I taught biology, we thought that one gene, one function. That's the way it was. Now, as we've expanded and examined our genome of the human body, we know that there are over 100,000 protein building blocks and yet only 25 to 30,000 genes. How does that work? Well, the genes can do several things in the right conditions. We know that there are two types of genes. There's constitutional genes, genes that give you your hair color, the shape of your nose, face, all those types of things, and adaptogenic genes, genes that become active in certain conditions. They adapt to the environment. Now, if this environment is greatly deficient or greatly toxic, your chance of developing disease goes way up. So what we need to do is provide the most important balanced environment for your cells of your body, the genes in your cells, to function. That is, remove the junk. Get the heavy metals and the chemicals out. There are 80,000 chemicals in our environment. We get more of them into our system every day than we can naturally get rid of. So we need help with that. We use a small particle zeolite. It has a negative charge. Most of the chemicals and heavy metals are positively charged. That traps into the zeolite and gets flushed out of your body safely and effectively without side effects. Then, by removing that, you need to provide all the nutrients that the cell needs. Now, some have tried to design nutritional supplements that meet your needs based on your blood work. Well, that's fine, but the blood work today, tomorrow, the next day, not the same. It's nearly impossible to do that. But you can provide the full spectrum of nutrients you need when it's in the whole food form. See, whole foods are very important. In the Korean War, a doctor that was a medical officer at that time was with the prisoners, and several of the prisoners developed beriberi, B1 deficiency. From the Red Cross, he acquired B1 synthetic thiamine tablets. Did nothing. One of the Korean guards said, use rice polish. That's what's left over when they mill the rice and make it white, the hull and that sort of thing. He gave them a spoonful of each of that every day, and within a week the symptoms are gone. See, small amounts of the whole thing do wonderful things. We still function that way. We need the whole food. So eating whole foods is important. Organic foods are going to be more nutritious. Today, many of the foods only have 30% of the nutrients that they did 50 years ago. And the soils are depleted. The United Nations found that in 1992, North America, the soils were depleted by 85% of trace minerals necessary for whole nutritious food growth and production. So we need organic foods grown in soils that are done with sustainable agricultural processes to provide the full nutrient value. It's difficult to eat all the foods that we need just because of our lifestyle and all the things that go into our lives that we just don't necessarily get the foods we need. So we use a whole food supplement. Only things that are removed are non-nutritive materials. The whole food complex is there. Synthetics and isolates are missing the protein complex. This was found in 1999 Nobel Prize winning research that there's a protein complex that acts as a address label, if you will, for the nutrients to go into the cell and be absorbed through the cell membrane into the cell organelles where they can be functional and used. See, just because there's vitamins in the blood doesn't mean it gets into the cell. So the synthetics lack that protein complex. Yes, your body can give it some for a while. Then the synthetics and the isolates become a toxin. Use whole food nutrients, use a small particle zeolite to take this out. Touchstone Essentials provides the things that I'm banking on my health and my family's health. We're doing very well with this, best winter I've had in years. If you'd like to know more about this, just contact, my address is below here, my email address, contact me. I'd be glad to answer your questions. For your total health, this is Dr. Darrell Hestelin.